Hello everybody and welcome to episode 57 of the Chesterfield of Dreams. As promised, it's Saturday afternoon today in the game and of course in real life, and we're going to challenge the mighty Chelsea and perhaps put an end to their championship title ambitions by beating them at home. But it's going to be extremely difficult, especially in the form they're in, and we'll take a look at the league table to further expand my point of view. You can see they've won 16 games, drawn 7 and lost only 4 times. With Manchester City the new league leaders, they'll be absolutely desperate to get some points on the board. As for Chesterfield, we have won 9 games, drawn 7 and lost 11. So a win here today would put us within 3 points of the magical 40 points and return us to the top 10 in the league. With Cardiff, Aston Villa and Sheffield United starting to lose grip on the survival chase, we can't really take anything for granted, but certainly we have built up a good advantage already. But one thing I'm going to point out is the turn of fortune in terms of how we're getting the points. We've only gotten 15 in all of our 13 games at home, which is the worst in the league. Tied with Cardiff, we have a worse goal difference, so we really want to improve that. But then you look at the away record and see we've gained 19 points, and only Chelsea have gotten a better record than that, really. We're only a few points behind them. So Chelsea with the best away record and us with the worst home record. It doesn't get any more interesting than that. But let's just take a look at the schedule since we last met, which was the Sheffield United game, and that was a 2-0 success story for us, as you'd remember. But from since then, our form has dipped a little bit, just 1 win in the last 5. And Cardiff, I decided to take a gamble, go 4-4-2 in this game, and it looked to be paying off against the odds as Noah Baba put us into the lead. But with them dominant, they had a big team talk, and with the red card, they'd every reason to believe they'd win the game, and it looked to be the case as Mason Bennett and Andre Ivan each scored a header from the cross that was delivered. So it looked to be all over by the shouting, but Tomas Forza, who was kept on the pitch, paid my faith in him, and he got a huge equaliser, and that was a big point in our survival ambitions. It was inevitable that we're going to lose against Man United. There's no point really talking about it, as we only got the 1 goal back as they ran riot in appalling weather conditions. Swansea, we got a 0-0 draw with them. It was a poor game, but I think they probably should have edged it, but they didn't quite pull off the trick. And then Liverpool, who beat us earlier in the season. We got a revenge from the Anfield heartbreak last year. No mistakes this time, as Tomas Forza put us in an early lead. Yuri Tillemans equalised, and then Forza yet again got on the score sheet. So a brace for the Norwegian. I couldn't have come at a better time, because that gave us a big boost, and it certainly kept us away from the relegation zone. And then rather misfortune here against Spurs. We were beaten despite having the better of the chances. It was an early goal from the edge of the box to put them into the driver's seat. So now we have our second consecutive home game at the Don Valley, our triumphant return to our Proax Stadium is nearly complete, just 2 months of that to go, and we'll hope to make that a fortress again and ensure we're not in any more relegation fights ever again. This is my look of the team. It's going to be 5-4-1 again, and pretty much only a few changes from the last game. We'll head directly to the match screen. Just one thing I'd like to bring up before I forget. The game is even reminding me of that fact. It's Linus Muller, who was injured just at the very end of the January transfer window. Literally the 3rd of February, the window had shut, and he's been out for 3 weeks already and is likely to be out for the rest of the season. So my plan at the start was to have 3 goalkeepers in case of the worst case scenario, but silly old me, I got tempted into letting Luke Gregory go on loan. So he's not doing too well. That means Jakob Brynne is the undisputed number 1, and I decided to bring in this guy, Nicholas Wyman, just another random German goalkeeper to provide cover. He doesn't need to be registered, so he can appear on the bench without penalty. The other guy who received an injury was Lee Griffiths. He's coming back. But apart from that, we have a fully fit squad to choose from. But just you really need to have your fair share of goalkeepers in case something like that happens. I'm not even allowed to recall Luke Gregory, so that was entirely my fault. I really should have got that sorted out. But Chelsea playing a positive 4-2-3-1 formation. Diego Costa, Eden Hazard, Oscar, Isco, Chalobah, Azpilicueta and Courtois are all going to be starting. James Ward-Prowse, the big name on the bench. So Chelsea, as I mentioned, need to win this game if they're going to challenge the Manchester clubs into a title fight with 10 games to go. And us, we need to improve our home record under all circumstances and get 37 points or maybe even 35 to put, pay to any fears of relegation for yet another season. Starting today, you can see Mesa gets his chance again. Loftus-Cheek against his former club. Matthew Targett there, Trentafiopoulos, and that sort of thing. So we need to sort this out actually. That's what I forgot to do, but never mind. Again, thank you very much guys for the 200 subscribers. Today is Evolving Mick's birthday, so if you haven't wished him one already, then go to his Twitter and say happy birthday to him. It's definitely big ups to him for getting me to the stage, since it looked so impossible just a week ago when I was just barely crawling in terms of making any progress. I don't really help myself with advertising and that sort of thing sometimes, but you guys have really helped me out a big deal, and I hope this livecom is worthy of an occasion as 200 subscribers. But it's going to be really tough. I haven't beaten Chelsea before. The players are ready to give a big effort today. We need 110% from the first whistle to the last, and now let's kick off and see what's what in this CFC battle. We last played in the FA Cup. That was my last livecom with them, so with home field advantage, hopefully we can give them the challenge that we can put up. But you can see breaking down that midfield is going to be a real challenge, but when they've only got Diego Costa up front, that gives us something to fight for. And Kanji Gore to Yairo Mesa, who's onside. He's put his 50th goal right in the bottom corner, and Chesterfield lead at the Don Valley. That is beautiful stuff. Kenji Gore, who's been promoted back into the first team after being benched, has given us a beautiful assist. And now it's all about Chesterfield here. Yairo Mesa doing the dirty work as the captain here. And now he goes wide. Oh, and he's not such a great passer of the ball, unfortunately. Now Diego Costa sets up Oscar on the other wing. And Rinna has saved it brilliantly. And that's going to be a rainbow corner. Completely messed up. But unfortunately Chelsea have another chance here. Tahutu to Oscar. Kadira back. And Isco, great tackle by Loftus-Cheek. He loves playing in blue, and unfortunately it's not the blue Chelsea from his perspective, but he is a Premier League footballer thanks to me. And it's all about Chelsea at the minute. We're winning headers apparently. So Jakob Rinna and Yairo Mesa both above 7.0. Brian Lennon could do a little better, as could Matthew Targett. But definitely a positive first half. It's our chance to beat Jose Mourinho for the very first time. We're going to return to the possession play and get rid of float crosses. I don't want that. So we just need to concentrate now. Can I get to the button in time? Yeah, I should be able to. 5 minutes to go. Chesterfield 1-0 up, and just a minute of stoppage time awarded, and Chelsea don't look too pleased with themselves. It is half time. We're doing a great job, and I think we're capable of a little more than that. Matthew Targett not too good today, and neither has been Brian Lenihan, but we'll encourage everyone else. They've been very engrossing with their performance, getting stuck in when necessary, trying to pass the ball and clearing it when necessary. So great first half, and now we move swiftly on to the second. Only one shot was needed to beat Thibaut Courtois, and hopefully that's all that is required to get the 3 points. Looking at the league table, we will go into 10th place, and we'll be ever closer to 40 points, which is once again my objective for the season. Here goes Yairo Mesa at a pouncing run, and he's been denied by the big Belgian. That's what he's capable of. He just waltzed his way past two defenders. They didn't want to touch him in case they gave away a penalty, and I don't blame them, but well done to the goalkeeper. Kenji Gore, back heel. Stephenson. Oh no, not good enough. Isco on the charge to Diego Costa, his Spanish international teammate. Well done, Stephenson. What a signing he's been, just like Velagusa was last year. But it's back to the boys in yellow. Cadra back wide, and that's Leo on the header. 1-1. Bad luck, lads. I think he came on as a substitute. He certainly did, and we haven't responded. So Leo, they put 2 players up front, and that has made a critical difference. So cheers for Chelsea, and grief for Chesterfield. We'll try something a little different now, see what we can do. But that's a big shame. It was a looping header, and it nestled into the corner. Cleared by Powell. Mesa isolated with Hazard now providing the pressure, and that's a goal. Turn around as Matthew Targett has put it into his own net, and Chesterfield have lost the plot in only a matter of seconds here, and I think changes are needed. Targett has had a nightmare game. We're going to take him off, and we'll bring on Kinsella for Wagstaff, and maybe bring on Forza nearer to the end of the game and maybe get that equaliser. But that's a huge disappointment. We should have been better able to deal with that set piece, but now we'll go in attack mode and see if we can get our point back. But it doesn't look too promising. Oscar hits the wall. Dragovic, Chalobah, back to Isco and Chalobah. Costa, Hazard, Leo, good save by the defender, and James Ward-Prowse is on. Chesterfield not getting anything on the shot counter, so we're going to bring on Tomas Forza for probably we'll bring him on as an attacking mid and make him a shadow striker, go into a diamond 5-4-1, which seems a bit bizarre, but why the hell not. There you go. So Tomas Forza can accompany Mesa, and we can swap them around as they can both play in the cam position. But this will be a heartbreak, no question about it. Can we get that equaliser? Oscar does well in the air. Stephenson, only as far as Ward-Prowse, and Trantafilopoulos tried to win the ball, but he was facing the player to his back, and Oscar could win it. No, thankfully not. We'll go into attack mode and overload just to see what happens. They've made their final change. This is Gore, cleared only as far as Mesa, who has to return it to the goalkeeper. Rinna looking down at the ball. No pressure from Chelsea, but they didn't really need to, and that's a long ball, not very clever. And Hazard with a sweet touch on the head. 1-2. Leo, Diego Costa, deflection, and he's won a corner. Ward-Prowse on his right foot for Jakub Rinna to collect. We're going to have to say push forward. I want an equaliser very badly. Can we get it? That's Courtois to clear, and Leo finds at his feet, and he's back on the ball. He's going to maybe shoot. No, he finds Ward-Prowse. That's a splendid pass, but Diego Costa blazes it over the crossbar, and it looks to be game over now. I think we've ran out of ideas, and yet again Chesterfield lose at home, but it was a brave fight. Ward-Prowse keeping the possession firmly at his feet, and that's given away. Last chance. Do we have an opportunity? Forza to Gore. No, that's it, full time, and just a moment of madness in the second half. We switched off for 5 minutes and paid the penalty with 2 scrappy goals, to say the least. I'll just say we can't fault them too much, but definitely the wing back strategy failed miserably. But Stephenson has done brilliantly for us, as was Yair Mesa. But we'll have to move on. We are still the worst team at home, and we are still tantalisingly far away from 40 points. But that's all we have for you today, guys. And we'll pick a moment for our next live com. But we're still 9 points clear of Cardiff. they have a game to play against Sheffield United, which is crucial, or maybe against one of the other teams, I don't know. But we'll keep an eye on that. It's Tuesday games, actually. We have just a few days rest before we play Sunderland, and then we go to Aston Villa after the international break, I presume. So they're away. We need to win that game as they've only just sacked their manager. Then we have Watford, Leicester and QPR all at home. So that's make or break time, really. We have to get the points that we need in these games, or else it's going to be a flurry to the finish against these 5 teams. So I'd like to play... I'll see what the story is by the Leicester game, and we'll have a final verdict for you guys, because you can see in that sequence of games we only got the draws, so that's not good enough this time around. But another brave performance, but it's not rewarded against Chelsea today. But no one was injured and no one was sent off, so we have full squads to pick from again, which is very important. But for now, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and hopefully my momentum can continue for the foreseeable future, as the 200 subscriber mark is a massive occasion for me. So enough with the sort of patting on the back. It's time to go. Goodbye now.